All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. My name is Mai. I'm your foodie coach, and on live with us today we have Miss Stacy, all the way from Canada. Nice to have you here. This is your first time joining our cooking show, right? Yes. So today, you guys, we are making keto sushi. All right. So before you grown, I know some of you don't eat raw fish or have kind of a squeamish thing about fish, raw fish. Don't worry, you don't have to eat raw salmon or raw tuna if you don't want to. You can make it with smoked salmon. All right, this is a good alternative. If you don't like fish, you can use turkey breast if you want. You can also make this this Japanese omelet. It's a rolled omelet that you roll into like 4 times with a little bit of really good seasoning. You can also use tofu, strips of tofu. And if you're a vegetarian and you don't want to bother with any of that stuff, you can just use what do you call this? Cucumbers, avocados, bell peppers, asparagus, carrots. You can have like a vegetarian sushi experience. So it's very versatile. Definitely not traditional because it's low carb. So how do we make sushi low carb? Because it's got rice, right? So in order to make it low carb, we're going to use cauliflower. All right, we're going to use rice cauliflower to make the sushi rice. So I'm going to share the recipe on the screen right here. Okay, so for the sushi rice, we're going to use about 4 cups of fresh rice cauliflower. And don't use the frozen one because that's going to get pretty soggy. So I got this bag of rice cauliflower at Trader Joe's, and it works out to about 4 cups. So what we're going to do is we're going to heat this up for about 4 to 5 minutes in a microwave safe bowl. And then we're going to let it cool down completely. All right, and let me show you. So this is what the rice looks like after it's cooled down. So I made this yesterday. So I put some mayo in it and some rice vinegar. So that will give you that kind of sushi rice. It's not exactly the same way. I know it's not rice, but it does okay. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to, all right, so I have my rice cauliflower. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to put it in a bowl. So hopefully you can see me okay. So I'm going to turn. All right, so I have my rice cauliflower. So if you can't find it already rice, you can just take a head of cauliflower and put it in a food processor, just the florets, and then you blend it up, or you can grate it. But by all means, do what works for you. So this is about 4 cups of cauliflower. I'm going to add a little bit of salt on top, and then I'm going to put it in the microwave to cook. All right, so I'm going to put it in my microwave. I'm going to do it for 5 minutes. Okay, so while that cooks, I'm going to show you guys how to make the egg portion of it. So this is really delicious. This is they call it. It's got a name. It's called tamagoyaki Japanese omelet. So let me just share the screen so you can see. So there it is. Tamayaki Japanese omelet. So I'm probably butchering it, but it's essentially 4 eggs, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar, and 1 tablespoon of sweetener. So I kind of altered the original recipe because the original recipe calls for mirin, which is a sweet kind of rice wine. So I'm doing a soy sauce rice vinegar sweetener combo to get that effect of mirin. All right, so you need a nonstick pan. Okay, so we're gonna heat it up, and we're going to make our egg mixture. All right, so okay, so I have I'm gonna need my cup. Okay, so it's 4 eggs. I'm just going to crack it and put it into my little bowl. Yeah. All right. Cool. Okay, I have my pan heating up. So I'm going to you can use a fork or a chopstick. Just mix up your eggs. All right, so now we're going to add your sweetener. So for my sweetener, I'm using a monk fruit sweetener. So monk fruit, you can use stevia, sorb, whatever your choice is. So this egg omelet's a little bit sweet and savory at the same time. Okay, so we got our sweetener. I'm gonna add the ice of vinegar. So make sure that it doesn't have sugar in it.
Recycle these?
Yes, you can recycle those. Okay, so this is just rice vinegar diluted with water. So it's just rice vinegar. And I got this at my Japanese store, but I'm sure you can, there's other brands of rice vinegar that you can get. I've seen it at Walmart. And then I'm using a tamari. So this is my soy sauce. If you're allergic to soy, you can use coconut aminos as well. Or if you don't have any allergies, you can just use regular old soy sauce. All right. So we're just going to mix this up. All right. So my pan is heated. So this is kind of a little bit tricky, I guess. So what you have to do is you put the egg mixture into the pan gradually, and then you roll it up, and then you do another little bit of mixture. You cook it for a little bit, and you roll it. So it's kind of like an egg bowl kind of thing. It's going to become a 4-layer kind of thing. All right, so let me move you guys over here if I can. All right. Oh, all right, how's that? Terrible, right? Okay. Now you can see a little bit, right? All right, so I got my pan here. I'm going to add a little bit of oil. So what you want a non-stick surface. So make sure to oil it. And I'm going to spread the oil down like that. Okay, so I have my little brush here. I'm just going to brush the pan, or you can use like a paper towel. All right, so that's good. So my cauliflower, excuse me, is just finished. I'm going to set it aside to cool down. Okay, so I'll make my eggs. All right, so I got that. All right, so we're going to pour a little bit at a time. So the first layers. All right. Okay, so I have my heat at a little bit of a medium high. And just do that. Okay, so I'm gonna move it to the side to add, then I'm gonna do my next layer. Okay. So that's the first layer. I'm gonna add the next layer. Okay. So we don't want it to get completely cooked. So you want it to be a little bit, almost a little bit runny. All right, then we're gonna roll it. So not the best at rolling this. It's my second or third time doing this, but they have pans, square or rectangle pans, specifically designed to make these egg rolls. But we're gonna try our best because we don't have specialized tools. Okay, so you can just use a spatula and something. All right, so we got our kind of our first second roll. All right, and we just kind of oil it. We want it to be able to roll easily. Okay, so you want it to go underneath the first roll if possible. Okay. Like that. Okay, you see this roll? So we're going to roll it to the other side. All right, so let's do that. Okay, I'll just use my spatula thingy. All right, so we got 3 rolls. Now I have my last layer. All right. So far, so good. All right, just let that set a little bit before I roll. Okay. So now we're going to see if we can do this without breaking the egg. No, not right now. I'm cooking, okay? Let's check it out later. All right. So we got our egg roll. And turn off the heat. That is what it looks like. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put it into a a cutting board here. So I'm going to transfer it without breaking it. All right. Tricky, tricky. Okay. All right. So this is what it looks like. So before we cut into it, just let it cool down. We want it to be completely cool. Oh, there's Heidi. Hi, Heidi.
Hello.
I didn't know you were here.
Oh, that's okay. I figured that you was busy just doing your thing. So I just sitting here.
Okay, are you cooking with us or are you just watching? You watching tonight?
I don't do sushi, but I am cooking asparagus. So.
Okay, well, I was telling Stacy that you don't have to eat raw fish. You don't have to. So I'm using a smoked salmon right here, Heidi.
Oh, nice.
Smoked salmon. So this is so instead of raw salmon, you can use a smoked salmon. And I'm using egg as well. That's what I was making, a Japanese rolled omelet. And then if you just want it to be vegetarian, you can just use tofu. All right. So you know, it's option. You don't. It's not. Doesn't have to be the traditional raw fish. And a lot of times when you go to the sushi restaurant, they have a lot of cooked rolls because not everybody likes the raw fish or the raw whatever, the raw stuff.
Right.
So so is that what's the hesitation for sushi, that you don't like it?
Yeah, like anything raw, I just feel like I don't know, just I always thought like if it has bacteria or something, you know what I mean, like that
Right.
it just gets cooked.
So how do you feel now that I told you that you can use cooked fish?
Oh, good.
You
I'll
feel
go
like
back and make it. I just got done painting about 150 boards today, so
yeah.
I just come in real quick, but I'll go back and try to do, try to make that with cooked fish then.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
You can also use shrimp, cooked shrimp, if you're not allergic. All right.
She's teasing me right now.
I am teasing. I know you she loves shrimp. Heidi, you can also use hi. You can also use turkey if you want to. So it doesn't have to be traditional fish. You can be a little creative. All right, so I have my cauliflower here that I heated up in the oven. I mean, in the microwave with a little bit of salt. So we are still very hot. Woo. All right. So what you want to do is pour it into a bowl to let the steam come out. But the idea is to let it cool down, and then we're going to season the rice. Okay, so we're going to use some rice vinegar. All right, so we're going to use about 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. And then, so we're going to put in there, and then we're going to mix it up. A little more, a little less, depending on your taste. So traditionally, sushi rice is kind of sweet and a little bit sticky. They use a short grain rice, and it takes years to learn how to make the proper rice sushi. So this is just for our purposes. We're doing this at home. It doesn't have to be professional. So my philosophy with cooking is you're making it for yourself. You're not pleasing anybody else, and it's okay if it's not, how do you say, authentic, right? Or
make it your way.
Make it your way, because you're the one who's eating it, and so you got to make it work for you. So freedom and flexibility in the kitchen is what's important, because oftentimes we feel like, oh, I don't have that one ingredient, or I can't make it like they make it in the recipe. Oh, I'm not going to even bother make it, which is not, which can dampen your mood, because if you're craving something, you don't have that one ingredient, you can't make it. So
Mike could tell you I did that. Come on. I'm a queen for substitution.
Heidi's all about the substitution.
If I don't got it, I'm gonna find something that's close.
Yeah, I mean it works. It's nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. Okay, so I'm gonna add a tablespoon of mayo to this, and this is what's gonna make it like a little bit clumpier, or not clumpy, but like stick together. All right, so I'm just mixing it up. You can also add like cream cheese, blended cream cheese if you want. I'm just using mayo because it's easy. So if you don't like mayo, you can also just leave it as is. So I just, the original recipe is just vinegar, a little bit of sweetener, and the cauliflower rice. So again, I'm about experimentation and just taking a little bit of this and a little bit of that from each recipe and making it work for myself. So I don't know how do you usually cook, Stacy? Are you kind of like by the books, or you kind of make it work for you? Let's go ahead and unmute. You're muted.
I usually make it work for me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it just makes it so much less stressful, right?
Right?
Stress. You don't need stress in your life when it comes. Life is already stressful enough, I think.
Right?
All right, so I have my rice mixed up. It's supposed to be all cooled down, but well, it's okay. All right, and then here's my egg. So I'm gonna slice it up. All right, so I have my egg here. Let me see. I'm gonna slice it up into thin pieces so I can add this to my rolls. So you can see like the rolled effect here. It's rolled up 4 times. All right. So I watched a YouTube video on how they made it. Definitely not as pretty as how that lady made it, but it works for me. I probably will get better with practice, but here are the rolls, the egg. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna set that aside. So let's talk about the veggies that you're gonna be using. Oops. All right. So cucumber is a good ingredient to use. Celery, not celery. Bell pepper is also another one. You can also use carrots, tofu. Yeah. Okay. So let's prepare our cucumber. So cut the ends, and you wanted to slice it into sticks, so that because your roll is going to go horizontal. Okay. You can take out the seeds if you want, or you can leave it. I'm going to leave the seeds. Doesn't bother me. But if it's too watery, you might want to remove the seeds. I know that at the restaurant they remove the seeds. Okay, so this is just a cocktail or a small cucumber. So you can use a larger one, or small, whatever you have. All right, and then avocado is another good vegetable to use in sushi. It's very, I guess, quintessential in sushi. Unfortunately, my avocado is super hard. It's like rock hard. I tried to microwave it. I was able to slice it, but it doesn't taste good. But so that's something to keep in mind. But it still tastes good without it. So that's all right. And then so let's and then for the seaweed, I use this roasted seaweed sheet. This is Markai brand. It's a 30 sheet, but you can find it I think at Walmart or some other places. Your local grocery store might have it. All right, so you take out a sheet, and there's a shiny side and there's a rough side. It's hard to see, but when you look at it in person, you can see there's a shiny and rough side. So you want to put the shiny side on top. Again, this is not professionally. I'm not a professional sushi maker, so I'm just making this for myself and just for regular folks, just to enjoy. If you have a little craving for sushi at home. All right, so you take your rice. I'm gonna spread a little thin layer from edge to edge, so it's like about the quarter about a third of the way down from your sheet. Okay, so just spread it out evenly as possible.
What are those sheets made out of?
It's just seaweed, roasted
Okay,
seaweed.
that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. So seaweed is good for you, right? It's got all kinds of good vitamins. I don't know what, but I think it's really good for you. Okay. So I have my options here. I have my smoked salmon. So I can put a piece of smoked salmon on top of the rice. Right there. Okay. Can you see? Move it closer.
Now that smoked salmon you get, it comes in the package like that? It's already smoked? Or do you have to
It's
cook it
already
anymore?
smoked. Yeah, no cooking required.
Okay.
So I got this at my Trader Joe's. I don't know if that's something you have where you are, but they have all kinds of smoked salmon. Is that something you can find easily at your store, Stacy or Heidi?
I am not even sure. I'm gonna check. I know we have a Sobeys. Maybe Sobeys usually have some of the fancy stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even sure here. I get salmon, but I don't know about, that one.
Okay. Or you can just use cooked salmon, any regular salmon, and just put it in there.
Right.
That works. And then I have my cucumbers. So we're just going to just lay it out like that. All right. And if you wanted a little bit of color, you can add some, this is my bell peppers, like that. You can stop at that, or you can add some more stuff if you like. So I have my egg here. I'm just going to put it on top. So I'm going to put 3 pieces of egg. Oh, Courtney's here. Hey, Courtney.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. How
Hey,
you all?
Courtney.
What's up? Oh, that
All
looks
right.
good,
So
Mai.
yeah, so I got smoked salmon, egg, cucumber, and bell pepper. So I'm just going to roll this with my hand as best as I can, as tightly as possible. You can use the mat, but you don't have to. Again, this is just for yourself. You're not you're not serving it to a professional crowd. So here we go. What do you think? So that's your roll. And then you want a sharp knife. So, and put it some water on there so it doesn't stick. So I have a very sharp cleaver, and do you guys use a sharpener? It helps to have a really sharp knife. So just cut it in half. All right. And then cut that in half. So you can cut it smaller if you want, but so that's my roll. My smoked salmon and egg sushi.
Huh.
What do you think? Everything is cooked. Everything is cooked. So there's no raw ingredients here.
Okay.
I've made it with raw salmon before. That's delicious. But I know we have some newbies here, so I gotta start slow. All right. So that's the smoked salmon and egg. So I'm gonna make one with turkey. All right. Like, why not turkey? It's a protein, right? So the same way, you take your sheet, shiny side up, put a little bit of your sushi rice. So the sushi rice is just rice cauliflower, fresh rice cauliflower. Put it in, microwave it for 4 to 5 minutes in the microwave. Then you wait for it to cool, add a little bit of rice vinegar, 1 tablespoon, and then a tablespoon of mayonnaise. I use avocado mayo, just for like the sticky feel of it, for sticky rice, sushi rice. Again, it's not the same. So I don't want people to say, "Oh my God, that's not sushi." All right, I know it's not exactly sushi because we're using cauliflower rice. That's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna put my cucumbers. I have avocado, but it's a little bit raw, so I'm not gonna do it. I have some. This is tofu that I air fried and then slice it up, so you can do that pretty easily. And then I'm gonna add some eggs. So this is a vegetarian version, not vegan. So if you want it to be vegan, you don't add eggs. Okay. And then you can like put a little bit of sesame seeds on top if you like, roasted sesame seed. There's also this thing called furikake. So this is just the Japanese use this for their rice. So it's just sesame seed, black and white sesame seed, and seaweed, salt, and kelp powder. So it's a nice little flavor to it. So you just sprinkle on top. All right, and then you just roll it. I said I was going to use turkey, wasn't I? Oh well. I'm going to make several rolls. All right, so this is your egg and tofu one. Okay. So you try make it as tight as possible, but it might fall apart, which is okay. It just takes practice. Courtney, what's your favorite sushi? I know you're a sushi guy.
I love salmon.
Me too.
Salmon. I love salmon. I love
Salmon.
spicy tuna.
Mm.
And I love the tempura. You know, the shrimp tempura.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff.
So
Yep.
the cooked ones are sushi as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like dragon roll.
Yeah, that's sushi.
That's
Yeah.
spicy salmon inside, right? And it's deep fried.
Yeah.
I like that one.
So yeah, so like automatically when people think about sushi, they think it's raw, but it doesn't have to be. You know, because not everybody's into raw. It takes you have to work up to it. I know I did. It's like after you've been to the restaurant a few times, you're like, I wonder what's so good about that roll.
That's exactly what I did too. I worked up to it.
Yeah.
You know what, Mike? Sometimes I think just your mindset. Your mind tells you. Because I worked at a Japanese restaurant before coming to Canada for 3 years. I never tried a raw sushi yet. For 3 years, I worked there as a server before coming to Canada. Never tried it.
Oh. So would you try it now, or is it still not something? Is it just because it's the idea that's just not cooked?
To be honest, I'm a very picky eater. Like, I'm not adventurous. You know how some people are adventurous? Not me. I stick to what I know. Like, for real. Like, I'll go to a restaurant, and if I'm not just trying anything, I'm gonna try to find something that I know, like chicken or.
That's fine. You know what you like, and that's important, right? So that's why you do your supplements to get in the other stuff that you don't get from just eating food. So that's fine. But I do advise to give it a try once or twice. You never know. It might be something that you didn't know you liked.
Hey Ma, this is completely unrelated. But I was trying jackfruit. I tried jackfruit for the first time yesterday, and I took some to work. So I let my manager try it, and he didn't like it that much. But I'm kind of the opposite, Stacy. Like, I think I'll try almost anything once, you know, just to see, you know. And I don't know if I even like jackfruit. I mean, I ate a bunch of it, and I think I like it, but I don't think I'll buy it. I don't think I'll ever buy it ever again.
That's a favorite back home, Courtney. That's
jackfruit.
Yeah.
See, here we never really. My manager, like, and he's Caucasian, but he never heard of it. And
Listen, I grew up where I used to go visit my great grandma, and they had jackfruit growing on the trees, like yeah, like that's a favorite for mostly for the tropical countries. That's why.
Yes.
So like the Philippines, Mexico, Jamaica, all the Caribbean, as a matter of fact, I think does have it, but it's a favorite back home. That I grew up just eating jackfruit until I'm sick.
me, like the flavor, it's so like I don't know how to
Sweet.
explain it. It's not like anything like an apple or an orange or a banana. It's like, to me, it's like so different.
Because it is different. It's because you're not exposed to it. That's why it's so different.
But it's like mango.
Americans, most of the time, Americans are very how you say basic. Basic, like you stick to your apples, your oranges, your grapes, and anything out of that is unusual or strange.
Canadians too.
Yeah, it is because when I was younger, I didn't even think of stuff like pomegranates or even avocados. None of that stuff. It was your apples, your oranges, bananas, pears, stuff like that. Those were your main things. Now it's like I don't even know half of these fruit exist.
Yeah. So
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
I never even ate mango, Heidi, before. But like mango, for some reason, I do love. Like there are some fruits that are more exotic that I never had before that I really do like. And then there's others that it was like the jackfruit is like I like it, but I don't.
It's okay. It's okay. You tried it, and now you know it's not for you, and that's fine. But I applaud you for trying it and sharing it with your friends. It's cool.
Yeah.
But you know what? Jackfruit is a fruit that it really has a strong flavor. It's either you like it or you don't. It is.
And the funny thing is, Stacey, is I'm in the middle. Like, it's funny that you say that. Either you like it or you don't. But I'm like in the middle because it's like I don't like it, but I do like it. It's really weird.
I like
your
it, but I
body
don't
says
like it.
no, but your mind says you're gonna like this.
I don't know. Because I'm like eating it. I've been eating it the last few days, and I'm like, I can taste the sweetness of it, and I can taste it, and it does remind me of mango, except for the texture is a little different. But sorry to go off on a tangent on this, Mike.
No, this is perfect because we are in an eating class, right? We're eating cooking, and so we talk about different things like this. And I was talking to Stacey, and she loves Jamaican food, and so she's going to introduce me to some recipes so that we can make it in one of our classes on the Thursday class. So was it Jamaican curry? Is that it, or what was it?
Yeah. But Courtney, you're gonna come to Jamaica one at a time. Maybe if you taste jackfruit in its natural state from the tree, not the processed way or so, or not packaged for a while, then you'll probably love it better.
And I was also
Stacey, I have to ask you something. This is off the rails for food for 2 seconds. I've been to Jamaica twice. We was in Falmouth, Jamaica. What the heck are those big giant spiders that hang off the trees? I gotta know what those are.
So by the beach?
They're like we walked into like a little bit of forest, kind of, I want to say forest like, and then it went down to the beach where we swam with dolphins. But there was spiders as big as my hands hanging from trees. I was like, oh no, I can't. What is that?
Is it spider? Are you talking lizards?
No, spiders, like spiders hanging from trees. But we'll talk more on that. We'll leave mine there, but I just had to ask.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Hey, Lynette.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
I had to squeeze myself in somehow. I was like,
Nice
Hey,
to
Lynette.
see ya.
Hey, y'all. Yeah, life is so busy right now. And you want to hear something, y'all? I didn't even get a chance to get all my other stuff. I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna make my sushi. Right?
Okay, okay. All right. So do you want to see what I made?
Yeah.
All right. Let me show you.
Hold on one second.
Oh, Courtney's all in the dark. All right. So I made a smoked salmon and egg sushi.
Oh, you know, I was thinking about that earlier. You wrapped it with eggs?
Yeah. So it's egg.
So funny. I was really thinking about that earlier today too.
Yeah, so I was making it at the beginning. So this is my salmon and egg one with the vegetables are this cucumber and bell pepper,
Okay.
and then cauliflower rice. So nobody made anything. I'm going to eat that.
Eat it.
I got my pot. I'll make it look good.
It's delicious. Wow.
Delicious.
Mm.
My husband loves them.
Mm. Okay, so this other one
She got a whole spread.
is a tofu and egg one with cucumber. I was going to add some avocado, but my avocado is too hard.
Yeah, don't you hate that?
Mm-hmm.
I always have to buy at least one or two like soft, only because it's like I already know. So yeah, no, that looks good though, man.
Yeah, so you can dip this in soy sauce if you like, or eat it whole. You can dip it with some wasabi and ginger.
Yes. Wasabi, I love that.
But it's good as is. So
Hey, that
I like
wasabi
that.
almost killed me one time. You know those little dried peas, those wasabi peas? I chopped down a couple of them. I thought I was gonna die. I was
You
strong.
want
And I was like,
Yes,
Yeah, you got to be careful with that one.
Woo!
Same here. I didn't even know it was wasabi, and I was like, "Oh, this looks good." But I'm just dipping off freely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I too at the restaurant. That
My
was like the first-
sinuses were clear for a week. I ain't
Yes.
even
Yes,
lying. I
indeed.
should get more of that.
Yes,
Everything-
indeed.
Look, everything's gonna be cleared up for the week. I can see.
it's not avocado. Don't dip too much.
But to me, though, whenever I eat sushi, though, that's like the experience. Like the wasabi, a little bit of it, the soy sauce, the ginger.
I
It's
love
like
the ginger. Yeah.
it's like an experience. It's not even. And when I eat it, I don't eat a whole lot of it. I just eat. I usually order like one or two rolls, and then I just love the experience of it.
Yeah.
So Lynette, are you making sushi tonight?
No, not tonight. Only because I'm still trying to. We're still trying to get accustomed to the school week. So I'm literally about to throw some Alfredo right in this good old pot. It's going to take no more than like 15, 20 minutes. Sit everybody down, throw them in the bathtub, and all that good fun stuff. Something quick because we're already delayed already.
Yeah, I know your kids had first day of school yesterday, right?
Yeah. And
How was Mama? Mama was crying?
mhm.
Mama was celebrating. I was celebrating. Yeah, so we did not use any raw ingredients except for the vegetables. So hopefully you guys give it a try. It doesn't have to be raw fish unless you like raw fish. It will be, I guess, less expensive. You don't use the sashimi grade fish.
Oh, I actually had raw fish I think this past weekend. I think it was raw tuna. I've never had it before. With one of my friends with her birthday, we went to like this one of the what is it? Some type of winery place that we went to, but it was actually pretty good. So,
yeah, I mean, bluefin tuna is like the bomb. Like you have to go to the right place. You don't want to go to like any old.
Oh yeah, that was a restaurant. Yeah, this was a restaurant.
You have to be selective, and if it smells fishy, you don't want it. It's not supposed to smell fishy.
Right.
Now I would eat tuna from the can and stuff like that. So that was raw, huh? Is that raw or is that cooked in the can?
I don't, canned tuna. How do they make red canned tuna? I don't know.
Canned tuna.
I never thought of it, but I used to eat tuna all the time. Like even I would pour it out of the can and I would put it on my salads. Like I would get the ones with the oil and stuff and put it on my salads. And I didn't cook it, so I guess I was eating raw stuff, right?
But it's different. It's really the texture. Like it's like tuna steak versus like shredded tuna. I don't know if in a can would be considered raw. I don't think it is. But for most people eating raw fish, it's really texture, like the texture. Can you handle that texture of it? That seems to be one of the things for most people, because it's, there is a different texture, and you kind of have to, your palate has to accept
Get used to it.
Yeah.